वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरि ओम. So we are in seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan has said, Krishna has been telling us, whomever you worship, I put Shraddha in that Devata in you. And whatever that Devata gives you, the fruits that also will be given or is given to that Devata by me alone. And in this process, remember, whatever you get the fruit from that Devata it's only limited. It is not the permanent fruit. And for the fools, even though I am all pervading the supreme consciousness, I am not manifest to all. Naham prakasha sarvasya. Yoga maya samavrata. I am veiled by divine maya. I am not available or manifest to all. All cannot recognize me. All cannot notice me. So that is it. Bhagavan Sri Krishna's teachings. And Mudohayam Nabijanati Lokaha Mam Ajam Avyayam. Who am I? I am that immutable, infinite reality is not known, recognized by the world. Entire Loka is deluded by my divine Maya. Okay? Up to here we saw. So in the next verse, that is 26th verse, Bhagavan Krishna continues saying, Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Bhagavan Krishna says, Veda means I know. Aham Veda, I know. What I know? Samatitani vartamanani cha plus bhavishyani. Hey Arjuna, I know atitani, meaning the past. Entire past, I know. First one. Vartamanani, I know the present. And also bhavishyanicha, and also the future of all beings. Vartamananicha Arjuna, bhavishyanicha bhutani. So bhutani, all the beings, their past, their present, and their future. I know. That means the Lord is illumining entire time, the past, the present, and the future of all the jivas in the creation. And individually also he knew. He knows the past, present, and future of every being, the plant, human, or animal. He knows. And he is awareness itself. But then Bhagavan Krishna said, Mam tu Veda na kaschana. But no one knows me. I know past, present, and future. But no one knows me. This is a beautiful statement. Here, Bhagavan Krishna is speaking about what? We know omniscient, omnipresent, and also omnipotent, all-knowing, all-powerful, all-pervading. Sarva-vyapakatvam, Sarvajnatvam, Sarvashaktimatvam. These three. Sarva-vyapakatvam, all-pervading. Sarvajnatvam, all-knowing. Sarvashaktimatvam, all potent, omnipotent. So we see with Bhagavan, with respect to Lord, we see that he is all pervading, all knowing, and all pervading. Omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. When we say about that Lord, here in this Shloka, Lord's Sarvajñatvam is explained. Sarvajñatvam, the knower, all knower. I am all knower. So everything I illumine, nothing can illumine me. That's a beautiful statement. Like for example, it says very clearly in this that the sun illumines everything. Sun is a illuminator, and no light can illumine the sun. That's why we say natatra suryo bhatri chandra tarakam. That light of consciousness where the sun, the moon, the stars cannot shine. Kuto ayam agni, and what about this agni? This agni also not possible. That which I am showing before the land, before the Lord in the hand, when we give arati, that agni also cannot show the Lord. And everything is shining. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Think about it. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam means what? Everything is actually happening, shining only after that. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Because of that light, everything is shining in this world, in this creation. So Lord Krishna made a statement that I know the past, present, and future of what? Of everybody, everything. So he is all knowing, all powerful, and omnipresent also. Now, when I say he is sarvajñatvam, how he is knowing everything, past, present, and future of everyone, being the very subject of every jiva, being the very subject of everything, being the very substratum of everything, he knows everything. We forget our own past. We don't know our future. We don't know our past, but he knows. But unfortunately, none of them can know him. Like for example, electricity is a cause which will help the fan. So electricity will supply and make the fan move, but the fan cannot make any movement in electricity. Electricity can move the fan with its power, but fan as such cannot make the electricity move, not in reverse order. So I am the knower of everything. Now here, in Vedanta, when I say that Lord is a knower, Jnata, is like saying that the sun shines. So sun is shining. Sun is shining is actually not a correct statement, because the nature of sun is to shine. It is not as a verb here. It is not a kriya. It is not that sun is shining, inverted commas, as though it's a kriya, as though it is an action. No. Sun is just existing and it is illumining. Illumining means what? It is not illumining as a verb. In its presence, everything is illumined. So where is this actually knowerhood? The Ishvara, the infinite Lord, the pure Satchit Ananda Sarupa, is not a knower in the sense that you and I know something. It's not that sense. So knowerhood is an attribution from our side, that God knows everything. He knows. But the knower, like a sun shines. Sun shines from our side. But sun, you ask, you are shining the world. Sun says, I am not shining. I am just existing in my own nature. Everything is illumined in my presence. It is pure jnanam alone. In that jnanam, everything is shining. the pure consciousness, the infinite Lord. So who is this knowerhood then? Knowerhood is actually a function of the Lord. Function of the Lord means only it is attributed only when the Lord is functioning through Maya. So the knower is actually attribution. But he is just presence and he knows everything. And in that pure consciousness, even there is no division such as present, past, and future. Everything is illuminated, eternal now. So what a beautiful thing Bhagavan Krishna saying that I am that, I am that, I am that. I am that knower of everything. And it should give us confidence, isn't it? When Lord says, I know the past, present, and future of everyone and everything in the world, is a very subject in me. He has been observing me. So we must have that confidence in the Lord within and surrender. So he is Sarvagnya, he is the omniscient because he is omnipresent. I am here in this room talking to you all, and you are sitting in your own places and listening to this talk. But I don't know you what you are doing because I am not there. I am not illumining you with my own indriyas. My knowing is only when I illumine either through my sense organs or I illumine you with my mind, the feelings, or and I know something through my intellect. So intellect, mind, and indriyas are used in order to know by me anything. I can feel, I can think, I can perceive through sense organs. Because these are all limited and I am not present there where you are right now listening to this talk, so I cannot know you. Think. But whereas I can know what are all there in my room right now where I am talking from, I am illuminating not only the screen of the computer, but also other things in the room where I am speaking from. If there's a window, I can see, peep through window. So what are all there around me, I can illuminate. That means what? I can only illuminate a limited portion, very, very insignificant, small portion only I can illuminate. I cannot illuminate what is happening in other country. Why? I am not there. So I am conditioned by my upadhi. But when he said, Lord said, I know the past, present, future, everything, means what? He must be omnipresent. He must be all-pervading. So in him alone, the time is rolling. The past, present, and future he is holding as eternal now. So that is the Sarvajñatvam of the Ishvara. And we cannot know him because we are limited. We have limited indriyas, we have limited mind and intellect, and through mind and intellect we cannot know the truth, which is all pervading reality. Unless I also take a deep plunge into my own heart, I cannot know him. Think. So, Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. No one knows me. No one knows me objectively. But how do I know the God? You cannot know. Brahmavit brahmaiva bhavati. Therefore, aham brahma veda, I know Brahman. It is not at all possible. No one can ever claim that I know the truth. When we say I know the truth, the knower me is illumined the truth. The truth cannot be illuminated by my intellect, by my buddhi. Aprapya manasasaha. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. The mind and Indriyas, everything came back without knowing or understanding or realizing the truth because they are all limited. The truth is infinite. It cannot be illuminated. It is not an object of mind, that is object of Indriyas, sense organs, and object of mind or intellect. Therefore, here knowing means no Brahman, means what? I become Brahman. Brahmavit Brahmaiva bhavati. I can never know the truth objectively. I can become that. I can never know it. That's a beautiful Vedantic statement. You can become Brahman, but you can never know Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi, we can claim only after realization and understanding. But Aham Brahma Veda, I know Brahman, it can never be said by anybody. As long as a salt doll is outside the ocean, trying to know the ocean, that salt doll can never know the ocean. As a knower standing outside on the seashore, the salt doll can never know the ocean. So salt doll in its venture, in its attempt or in its adventure, wanted to know who the ocean is, walks into the ocean and melts and becomes ocean. So Brahmavit Brahmaiva bhavati. Therefore, this is a beautiful thing Bhagavan Krishna said. Vedaham samatita. So I know everything, the past, present, and future. No one can know me objectively. That is the truth. You can know my vibhutis, which will come in 10th chapter. My glories. You can see me as the all-pervading. You can see me present in everywhere in the Prakriti. But in essence, you cannot know me. In totality, you cannot know me objectively. Because we have only our means what? Indriyas, 5 Indriyas or mind and intellect, only these 7 are there. 5 sense organs and mind and intellect, only these 7. These 7 are not capable of illuminating the truth. Therefore, when I surrender my mind and intellect, and when I withdraw my Indriyas into within, my mind is dissolved, mind is surrendered, intellect is quietened, no more inquiry. I'm doing inquiry, and the very inquirer himself merges in the inquired, like salt doll merges in the ocean. The inquirer disappears, and what remains is pure Brahman as I exist. And there is no thought there. A great Avathuta, that Avadhuta Mahatma, he told about his interaction with his guru, another great Avadhuta. Guru or Mahatma, another Mahatma, not exactly guru. So when he went there to that Avadhuta, the Avadhuta asked him, it seems, oh, can you show me the truth? Kache Avadhutas, no? Their language, very kacha language. दिखा दो, दिखा सकते हो? That other Mahatma also not come. He is younger in age, but a great enlightened soul. He said, देख तो सकता हूं, मैं दिखा नहीं सकता हूं. देख सकता हूं माने, I am experiencing the truth, but I cannot show you. देख तो सकता हूं मैं, मगर दिखा नहीं सकता हूं. Then the other Mahatma said, okay, ठीक है, समझ में आ गया तुझे, जाओ. Great Mahatmas. So therefore, Bhagavan Krishna says, that is me. And with this Shloka, what we should understand, we should surrender. He knows the past, present, and future. Why should I worry? The great Gurus, the great Mahatmas know our past, present, and future. I experienced this with many Mahatmas, those who know, those who know our future. Much before then, those things have happened or those things are manifested. They knew everything. We doubt, how is it possible? How that will happen? But it happens. I experienced these things with many times with Puja Gurudev also. Personal experiences. He knew everything, including his date of departure from the world. Beautiful. So continuing, Ichcha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Ichcha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham Sarge yanti parantapa. Then what is that wheeling our essential nature? Why are we not able to know the truth? Bhagavan Krishna says, Ichcha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata. So here Ichcha and dvesha. Desire and dvesha is hatred, aversion. Likes and dislikes, desire and aversion. Ichcha dvesha or raga dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena. Dvandva means what? Pairs. Moha means is a delusion. So pairs of opposites of delusion. So arising by the delusion of the pairs of opposites. So arising from what? This is the delusion of pairs of opposites. Pairs of opposites are there. Sukha dukkha, labha labha. We are deluded by them. So the pairs of opposites delude us. So delusion of the pairs of opposites, dvandva mohena. Dvandva means pairs of opposites. Born out of what? Ichcha dvesha samuthena. Born out of Ichcha and dvesha. Desire and aversion. Raga and dvesha. Raga is I want. Ichcha is I want. Dvesha is I don't want. Aversion. So born from raga dvesha, I am deluded by. So born out of raga dvesha, delusion, deluded by raga dvesha, and the delusion produces what? Pairs of opposites. So pairs of opposites are there. Delusion of the pairs of opposites born from Ichcha and dvesha. This is the problem. So Ichcha dvesha deludes us. Ichcha and dvesha actually put a parda, puts a veil over us. So colored by, influenced by the impurities of raga and dvesha, Ichcha and dvesha. Colored by these two, I cannot see the truth. So colored by these two, pairs of opposites arise, sukha dukkha, labha labha. All this mana and apamana. Dvandva sukha dukkhe same krutva, labha labho jaya jaya. All these things, pairs of opposites, delude us. And where are they born from? Raga and dvesha. And because of this, we are actually our operating whole life, we are operating moment to moment. Our life we are living actually based on these two, likes and dislikes, desire and aversion. They are actually steering us, and they are conditioned by my own vasanas, by my own samskaras. Vasanas are earlier habit patterns of this life or past lives, or the past lives all put together, which have come into operation called prarabdha. So all those things have come into operation is called prarabdha. All those likes and dislikes and patterns in seed form is called sanchita karma. So Sanchita karma is like quarantined. They are not disturbing right now. They are all quarantined. They are there in hard disk, deep down somewhere lying, but they are not interfering with the process of the RAM, with the process of my functioning of the laptop or of the computer. So all those which are manifested is called prarabdha karma. So likes and dislikes are actually ruling my life moment to moment. And actually all of us are deluded by our likes and dislikes, our desires and aversion. So sarva bhutani sammoham. All beings are sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Sarge means at the time of birth. At the time of birth itself, all beings are kept or swept by and subjected to the delusion at the time of birth itself. Every one of us are subjected to delusion when? At the time of birth itself. The moment I have taken birth, I came out of mother's womb. That's it. I am the Maya or the desire and aversion, the Moha delusion. I became a victim of the delusion at the time of birth itself. I am deluded. So we are born in delusion. I am deluded. Like a police investigation started. But all that was happening, all that was started based on a wrong input, wrong data, wrong collection of evidence. Evidence is not correct, improper, incomplete, misdirected, misguided evidence. On that, they went go deep into investigation. Totally, sometimes, some criminals deliberately misguide the investigation. And the whole investigation goes in the wrong direction. Because the credentials or the available data on which the investigation was proceeded totally depending on false data. Their judgment, their conclusions, their understanding, their interrogations, wrong people they interrogate, wrong direction they go, wrong conclusions they draw. Why the direction itself is wrong? Because the very first step of the investigation itself was taken in a completely, totally wrong direction, opposite direction. On that became basis, and they built upon that particular wrong step. All of the subsequent investigations and conclusions are drawn similarly. At the time of birth itself, we are deluded because of my old vasanas and past vasanas, nature of the world, Dvandva Mohena Bharata, Sarabhutani Sarge. At the time of birth itself, they are subjected to this delusion. And there afterwards, all our theories, understanding, drawing conclusions of life, all are based on those delusions. That is born out of desire and aversion. And moreover, we feel we are very wise. I become very arrogant or feel great about my conclusions of life. I feel I'm intelligent. I know many things of life. I studied life. I know the world. I studied. I experienced. I am this. I am that. Hope you are thinking. So whole structure of whatever life we built, all on false data. Think about it. Now Bhagavan Krishna says in Bhashya, Nahi ichha dvesha dosha vashi krita chittasya yata bhutartha vishaya jnana utpadyate bahirapi. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Ichcha and Dvesha dosha vashikruta chittasya, of the chitta of the mind, who has been swept away, swayed by Ichcha and Dvesha, the mind which has been swayed by Ichcha and Dvesha, Yatha bhutartha vishaya jnanam na utpadyate. Bahirapi, even the external worldly knowledge also cannot take place covered by Ichcha and Dvesha. Bahirapi, bhutartha vishaya jnanam, meaning outside materialistic knowledge, the knowledge of the objects, knowledge of the world also gets colored by Ichcha and Dvesha in the outside Bahirapi. Then what to talk about the inner world and inner investigation of the truth? So even Ichcha, Dvesha, desire and aversion clouds us even with respect with matters with the matters belonging to the outer world, objects related to the outer world also I cannot perceive, I cannot live properly, colored by my desire and aversion. I cannot see the worldly happenings and worldly things as it is, even worldly objects I cannot perceive as it is. Then what to talk about the inner world? The inner, when I turn within, so many things, everywhere the mind and intellect creates powerful illusions, wrong notions, wrong understanding, misguiding, and अंदर से होता है, अंदर से होता रहता है. Everywhere, every step, we are deluded. Inside in our investigation, subjective investigation I'm talking about. So, oh, I don't need, I'm not interested in spirituality. I think desire and aversion continue, may continue. Only if I want to know the truth, desire and aversion are problematic. But I don't want to know the truth. I just want to live life. So let it be. No, even the desire and aversion also is unable to help us in knowing the yathartha swarupam, chittasya yathabhutartha vishayam. Bahirapi, outside also they actually are not able to help us. So anyway, these things are problematic. Colored by desire and aversion, I am neither successful in the outer world, inner world or inner subject to investigation of the truth also becomes absolutely not possible. When I go inside, everywhere the suggestion, the mind, and the ego, the mind misguides me. I think it is guidance. That's a great Mahatma said, devil quotes scriptures is one meaning, of course, you know. And also the ego or the ego imitates the voice of the Lord, voice of the God or voice of the Guru inside. Ego imitates the voice of the divinity. When you are flying, navigation system, you have deviated only 0.5 degree. 90 degrees, suppose you have to go straight. But the flight has just took deviation 0.5 degree. And the more you travel that 0.5 degree, it will take you to so completely total direction away, far away from the destination, is it not? Therefore, subjective investigation is possible only when we are extremely alert, take the support of the scriptures, under the guidance of a great master, invoking Ishvara's grace through our prayers and tapasya. Then they show powerful floodlights on our path. The path, inner path, is illumined by the powerful floodlights of Ishvara's grace, Guru's grace, both are same, of course. Guru Anugraha, Ishvara Anugraha, and your own tapasya, intensity, effort, all these things will shine the path crystal clearly. So I know where I should put my next step. Otherwise, Bhagavan Krishna says, Acharya Shankara says in Bhashya, Shankara Bhashya, Shastrajnahapi Swatantrena Brahma Vidyanveshanam na kurvat, Brahma Jnananveshanam na kuryat. Even though you are well learned in scriptures, independently you should not start investigating or Brahma Jnana Anveshanam. You cannot search about the nature of Brahman within, because you are a Shastra, Pandita is there. But Pandityam, because of so many intricacies in Shastras, Shastrarthas, the meaning of the scriptures, you may completely arrive at a wrong conclusions. It may take you, misguide you. Therefore, independently, do not venture to investigate the truth without the support of the teacher. Shastra is there, but Shastra can be easily misunderstood. So Shastrajnapi Swatantriyana Brahma Jnananveshanam na kuryat. So the Ichcha Dvesha are the culprit. Because of the Ichcha and Dvesha, at the time of birth itself, we are all deluded. Who says? Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Now I wanted to give you a beautiful explanation given by a great Mahatma, Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj. He says very clearly, beautiful thing. Listen very carefully this, very, very careful. Ego married body. Ego married body and begotten a daughter called desire. Ego married the body, and with their marriage, a daughter is born called desire. Right? And this desire married to whom? Hatred, Mr. Hatred. The daughter desire married to whom? Hatred. So, desire, the daughter desire, hatred became whom then? Son-in-law of ego. Hatred became son-in-law of ego. So, this daughter married hatred, and daughter desire gave birth a son, grandson. Whom? Grandson of ego. Whom the daughter and hatred produced together? Delusion. The daughter desire and her husband called hatred. Husband hatred, wife is desire, produced a son, gave birth to a son called delusion in the form of what? Pleasure and pain. Now this son, this what do you call delusion is there, no? Son delusion. Son of the grandson of ego. The son of the daughter called desire. Husband is hatred. Their son is what? Delusion. This son delusion was brought up by grandfather ego. Naturally, grandfathers like grandsons. And this grandfather ego, this grandson, because the ego brought him up, the ego, grandfather, brought the grandson called delusion. Who is the delusion? Mother, father, desire and hatred. Who is desire? Daughter of the ego. So this son delusion, son the grandson or son to desire, the daughter or grandson of ego. This son delusion is brought up by the grandson delusion brought up by grandfather ego, and grandson now because of this he brought up by ego. Grandson is against what? Fortitude and sense control. This grandson, because ego brought him up, so he is dead against what? Fortitude. That is dhruti, fortitude, and sense control, indriya nigraha. This grandson delusion, he doesn't want to encourage what? Dhruti and sense control or indriya nigraha. Against. And this grandson then was nourished by what? He was against this fortitude and sense control, and his grandson was always nourished by hope. Asha pasha shatair baddha. He is tied down by asha, hope. Shatair baddha. And then afterwards, this grandson, who was nourished by hope asha of future, with respect to future. And then this fellow was infatuated with the wine of discontentment. Infatuated by the wine of discontentment, and thereafterwards lived happily with excitements in a room of sensuous pleasures. Infatuated and always discontent, no trupti, no, I'm not happy, want more, 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 more. Not satiated, insatiable desires. So thereafterwards he lived happily with excitements because he want more pleasures are available. He wanted, so he is in a room of sensuous pleasures. And this grandson, called delusion, spread thorns of doubt in the way of pure devotion. That's why when we enter subject to yatra, this delusion misguides us, as I said some time ago. The thorns of doubt in the way of pure devotion, this delusion spreads. The doubts are spread by delusion on the path of devotion. And laid out bypaths of evil deeds. So it makes bypass, small bypass roads, sub branches, sub roads of what? Evil deeds. And this is how the delusion exactly controls us and puts us always in that state of false hopes, misguides us, and takes us away from the truth. It is happening to all of us. And these patterns are so strong that we are helplessly led by these patterns or vasanas. Even though I know that this is the wrong path, they take me in that direction only. In spite of all my wisdom, all my knowledge, yet I am a victim. I am a slave to my own vasanas inside, powerful vasanas. That is the power of delusion. Sargeyanti parantam. But how to come out of it? Don't worry, there is a path available. Start doing it. What is that? Yesham tvantwagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandva nirmukta bhajante mam drudavratah. Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandva nirmukta bhajante mam drudavratah. Yesham tu antagatam papam. On the punya jananam punya karmana. Those men of people of virtuous deeds. Punya karmana. So friends, where do I begin spiritual journey? The very, very kacha. Start doing punya karma. More and more punya karma. Good deeds. Start helping others. Start praying for others. Stop cheating. Stop hypocrisy. Stop lying. Be open. And become a decent human being. And start doing meritorious actions. Meritorious deeds. Virtuous deeds. So, jananam punya karmanam, those after doing, all these virtuous deeds, yesham tu antagatam papam, those papas sins have come to an end. Those men of virtuous. So, punya karma, keep on doing it, it reduces the sins. Sins are reduced. What happens? How? Now see, very important thing. If I do 10 sins, Then I do some 10 punya karmas. I think these 10 punya karmas will balance the 10 negative things. Sins are balanced, so sins are destroyed by the punya karma. It doesn't happen like that. I must go through the fruits of the 10 sins that I have committed separately. I must go through enjoy the fruits of the 10 good deeds that I have done separately. But when I start doing only good actions, a time will come where on one side, even though life is good, but the bad effects are there, no? Sins we have done committed sins. They are to be exhausted. So even in the person of a virtuous person's life also, we come across certain sins are haunting him. Certain papa karmas, phalas will come and haunt him. And they say, oh, I'm so good, Swami. I never harmed anybody. I'm so decent guy. I helped everyone. I don't know why I'm really troubled by this. What papa I have done? I never did anything. No. But so much of good I have done. Even then Bhagwan is punishing. Bhagwan is not punishing. We are punished by our sins. But what happened to good things? Good things are there. Good things, the results you are getting good things. So when I start only doing punya karmas, and papa karmas also slowly exhausted, but while exhausting the papa karma, I am silently going through it without any reaction to it, without any complaint, without any vengeance or hatred or anything like that. So these papa karmas I silently go through, and these karmas getting exhausted. So no more papa karmas are done. So the papa karmas, the fruits of the bad deeds are getting slowly and slowly lowered and reduced, and they become minimum and negligible and disappear. But on the contrary, I am continuously doing only punya karma, and then punya karma will what happened? The papa karma, punya, I have done so many punya karmas I started doing. Occasionally, papa karmas may sneak in, give me result, but by and large, the life is going to be good. So slowly and steadily, the papa karmas are destroyed, exhausted. Punya karmas alone are there. So, isham tu jananam punya karmanam antagatam papam. Because of punya karma. And what is the thing? Because our life is what? Papa and punya 50-50%, we get Manushya Loka. More punya karma, we go to Urdhva Lokas. And more papa, we get Adho Gati, like animal yoni, Vriksha Jati. We can be given birth as a tree or an animal, etc. Lower yonis. Papa is more. When do we get Manushya Jati, Manushya Janma, human birth? Only when sins and merits are balanced, 50-50. So we are already going through so many fruits of so many of our sins, collectively also and individually also. Pollution, diseases, the deceit, dishonesty, corruption, lack of honesty. All these things we are going through, isn't it? COVID, samasti karma. Some are individual karma, our own karma. We are going through it. So but we have done punya karma also, therefore we got human birth. But in this human birth, if we do again more and more sins, God says, oh, I think you are not fit for to be born as human being. I think I'll send you to animal yoni, pashu janma, take birth as an animal, which suits you, animal body, whichever suits you, whichever animal body suits you, I will send you there. So keep doing punya karma. The punya is very essential because it facilitates our spiritual progress. Platform is creates. How? Punya karma create a good physical body, good environment, good teachers, good people around me, loving people, kind. And then they're very nice atmosphere, health is good, good physical body, opportunities to learn, to listen, to grow. The very fact that we have got opportunity to reflect on Bhagavad Gita indicates that we have done punya karma. We have got the buddhi to listen to Bhagavad Gita indicates that we have done punya karma. The moha is reduced. That's what Krishna says. Te dvandva moha nirmuktaha. They who are freed from the delusion of the pairs of opposites. Earlier what he said, the pairs of opposites, sarge yanti parantapa. All the delusion is deluding us, everybody, all beings at the time of birth. But those who do punya karma, slowly they are freed from the delusion of the pairs of opposites. Because, punya karma gives clarity. Punya karma gives that, the clarity it gives because of punya karma. Because antakarna, mind and intellect becomes purer and purer. I can see things. I can see that good actions, good behavior takes me to good results. Bad actions takes me to bad results. It bounces back upon me. I must love. I must not harm. I must share. I must realize my mistakes. I should not repeat it. We do good work, good work, good work. Pray for everybody. Then slowly the clarity, when the clarity comes, the delusion goes away. Because the lack of light only, I mistake rope to be the snake. Because of lack of light. When the light comes, there is no mistake. Sunlight, midday, sunlight, 12 o'clock, directly falling on the rope. I cannot misunderstand the rope. I'll see the rope as a rope. Those people, dvandva moha nirmuktaha. They are getting liberated from, freed from all the delusion of the pairs of opposites. Mam bhajante dhradavrataha. They become steadfast. Dhradavrataha mam bhajante. With great steadfastness, they worship me. Dhradavrata. There is no chanchalata now. I want Lord and Lord alone. So with great resolve, great commitment, I give validity, importance, value to only spiritual progress first. So that becomes primary. Rest all is secondary. Bhajante mam dhradavrataha. They worship me with great steadfast in vows. Vrata means vows. Dhradavrata means steadfast in vows. They take that vows. They follow rigorous spiritual disciplines. Committed to them, they worship me. Okay. So what should be the purpose of such Dhradavrata? Worshipping with a great vow. What is the purpose of it? What will they achieve? Keeping what in their minds, in their heart, they wanted to achieve this. When they want to practice, they become Dhradavrataha, steadfast in great vows, observing vows. That Bhagavan Krishna says in next Shloka, in Shloka number 29 and 30th we conclude. So there is 2 more Shlokas left in this beautiful chapter. Thus we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you all. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.